Ain't he finished that yet? He must be getting paid by the hour. Joking aside, that's something I'm really doing on this project. It's taking my time. Actually, I'm usually good at pacing myself on a particular job, but inevitably something or someone sees me rushing at some point, and apart from the unavoidable false whoopsies that go hand in hand with rushing, any enjoyment also goes out the window. But lack of funds have severely dictated the pace. But that's okay, I suppose. Well, actually it's not. I'd rather be flush. But lack of readies sees me with plenty of time to concentrate on a particular part of the project, with loads of time to research, plan and prepare. Now, just a quick reminder before we get too far in, that the main reason for uploading these posts is mostly so I can have a record of the works I've carried out on this project. Hence my reluctance to speed up or edit down the video length. If anyone can benefit from these posts, even if it's from my mistakes or, ooh, I wouldn't do it that way, then bonus. Glad I could help. Creating an opening for the seat belts was fairly straightforward, with cutting across into the insulation working well, and if things got a bit tight or a bit of a struggle to get through, you simply increase the cross cut size. When I junked the interior to use as a van, I attempted to remove these belt anchorage points, but they were so well installed, meaning difficult to get out, plus I thought they would come useful to strap down some of my larger gardening equipment, that I never bothered. I'm glad I didn't too, as I'm hoping to use them with my new rock and roll bed. Eventually a plinth will be going over this section so as to meet up with and form part of the bed, and it's something I'd like to have a go at making myself after studying some of the designs online. But despite my confidence, I'm wondering if I'm being realistic, what with my limited carpentry skills, and would it not be more sensible if I opted for one of the ready-made jobs out there? Bin that idea. I've just had another look online, and would you believe there's one on there for more than $4.50 with postage and packing? Seriously? Of the 3 rock and roll beds I've shortlisted for this project, that particular plinth is more expensive than any of them, and 2 of them are probably the market leaders. That's ridiculous. Actually, one of the bed designs does away with the need for a plinth, as it sits level with the rear engine shelf when opened, which is actually one of the reasons I shortlisted it. Maybe that particular design makes most sense in the long run now, especially the more I look into the ready-made plinth designs, and it sees all of them costing plenty of dosh, even for the most basic. Here I go again, breaking out that spray glue, but you shouldn't need to do this. I'm only using it as this insulation roll was from a faulty batch, if you remember, so I'm wanting to ensure it stays put, what with the heat from the engine, etc. Looking back as I make this post, I'm reminded of how neat this newly laid insulation looked, and sort of sad in a way, as it no longer looks like this. Nothing too hideous, but it's got its fair share of punches and tears, and I just can't help think how nice it would have been to have the plinth to go straight over it once finished. I worked really hard to do my best neat and tidy job with the insulation around the engine opening, paying special attention not to damage the rubber seal, and all for nothing as the engine lid wouldn't fit when I tried it. As people always like saying, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and as you tackle different parts of the project, you're always making mental notes about how you'd do something different or in a different order or both. So as I mentioned earlier, here's that finish I'd love to have preserved by whacking a plinth straight over it. It can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you damage something that you wouldn't have if you'd have done it in a different order, or you had the next piece to go over it and protect it. So for the rest of the post sees me finishing off the job with aluminium foil tape, and this is a particular brand I used. You'll also see me using it to make good some puncture holes I made in it no sooner had I finished. Did I tell you this stuff is ridiculously easy to damage? Anyway, that's it from me voicing over. So from here I'll say bye until the next post.